You're listening to Everybody Loves Naples, an unfiltered and educational podcast about living in Southwest Florida. We're your hosts. My name is Natalie Perez-Benatoa.
My name is Lance Martinicchio. From the best restaurants and things to do to our local real estate market, we're sitting down with local business owners and community leaders to provide a deeper understanding of what makes Naples, Naples.
Now let's get the show on the road.
All right. Welcome back to Everybody Loves Naples. So we have a little special episode for you guys today. We're going to actually talk a little bit about the real estate market. So, because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
Right, Natalie?
It is what we do. You know, we were joking earlier that we love hosting this podcast and learning about all these different businesses.
Meeting so many great people.
Yeah. But then we're like, okay, we should probably talk about our business and maybe add some value in that arena.
Yeah.
Or even just chat. So, Lance.
Yeah. So we can kind of just dive into what we're seeing in our market.
Yeah.
Because I believe our market is far different from any other area.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to agents from all over the country as well as you do. So I feel we're definitely not on the same path as other people.
No. I mean, I think we've seen a ton of inventory and plenty of price decreases. So from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, the Naples market, is it going to crash? Yeah. And the reality is, no.
It might.
Everything might. We cannot predict any market, trends up, down, sideways. But I think what we can at least look at is the numbers and what it's telling us about the value of our area.
Yeah.
And the value that it's going, because my general census is that it's not going to drop in a catastrophic market crash fashion. No. I think we are at a steady correction, a plateau, and I think we're going to see this out for a few years, which I think we need, honestly, desperately. Yeah. To have some normalcy back.
And you and I can kind of more get into what we see on our end, kind of on the front lines.
Right.
Because, we're in it every day.
Yes.
But then we have all these numbers to basically support or,
Yeah.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny, I mean, there is a ton of inventory in Naples and in our area. The active number of listings. Generally, I mean, depending on when this video or episode comes out, rather. But it's upwards of 4,500. It is certainly a buyer's market because we have 7.5 months of inventory.
Yeah. And I mean, it's pretty typical in this time because everyone wants to list their house in the winter. Down here, they feel that's where the most eyes are going to be.
Sure.
The most buyers are down here. So it's typical. We always get an increase of inventory. Mm-hmm. January, February, March, it just always happens.
Right.
So I think we will see some of that come off the market. I think a lot of people just throw out a number to see if they can get it, realizing they're not getting any crazy numbers down here.
No.
And you're going to see kind of more normalcy come back. And the people that need to sell will sell.
Yep.
They'll be negotiable. And the people that don't need to sell, they're just going to pull it off the market.
Take it off the market and try again next year. Yeah, because that is a huge part of our market that I think a lot of people don't see from the outside if they don't live here, is that these homeowners, most of them in Naples, do not need to sell. This is maybe an investment for them, a second, a third home that they've owned forever. Mm-hmm. They still use it, but they're not really using it. And so it's kind of a game. And I don't mean to insult anyone when I say that, but it kind of is. And of course, agents in our market, we take these listings, we try to help and try to sell them. But when they're not urgent to sell, they're not.
There's someone that'll take that listing.
Yeah, there is always someone that'll take that listing. And that's a conversation for another time. No, I'm just kidding. But there is. And I think educating our sellers and our buyers to say, hey, this seller doesn't need to sell. They likely will not negotiate with you.
Yeah.
Let's look at other options, and there are other options out there. As a matter of fact, sellers who need to sell and who hire an agent and a team behind them to market their property correctly and at the right asking price, they usually still sell quickly.
Yeah. So what's our average days on market?
Average days on market is 45. And this is March statistics. So we're in April right now recording this episode. All of our data is from a complete month. So March is the last month. 45 days on market is average for the Naples area.
Yeah. And that's probably average.
Yeah.
So
I would even say that's still pretty good. Right? I mean.
Yeah. No, that's probably still very good. But so in other markets, they're still seeing little to no inventory.
Yeah.
multiple offers, and that's just not the case here.
No, it's not. But I will say, I think the trends up in New York, Connecticut, the Northeast, every trend that we see in the South and Southeast, they start to see 12 months later. Mm-hmm. This is kind of like historical. That's how it's always been. So I'll be anxious to see April of next year. They'll probably be in the same position we're in right now.
But also, and I don't know, actually, maybe someone can let us know, we have a ton of new construction all the time.
Ton of new construction, and it's doing very well still.
Doing very well. It competes with the resale, which keeps everything balanced. So that's why we're not seeing craziness in the market.
That's such a good point, because the average sales price in Naples, okay, condos, townhomes, single family, everything, all together combined $649,000 is the average price. The average price for a single family alone is $770,000. Now, new construction average price is $610,000.
$610,000.
So it is competitive.
Yeah.
They get better insurance rates because the home is newer. They usually have great incentives with these builders for mortgage.
Huge incentives because they have a lot more money behind them.
Yeah. So I really think that's what's balancing our market. And I have buyers personally that are going into new construction because they can afford to wait a little while. This is the downside. If somebody does have to move right now, well, you likely still need 6 months at least for the build time for some of these projects, but there's flexible options with that, and they can save a lot of money. You know, these big builders need to make their numbers and make their quota, so they're giving homes away. No, but they are giving large incentives. I mean, up to $30,000 in closing costs. It's huge.
They'll even pay for your rate to be bought down.
Oh yeah, right.
So,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm hoping the rates. Well, I don't know if we're going to talk about rates on this episode, but
so exciting.
It's the boring interest rate talk. You can hit up one of our lenders, our preferred partners, for more information on the interest rates. But election year, what do you think about that? People always say, or I've been hearing, it's election year, things are kind of weird.
I mean, I've been in it, I guess, for a while now,
yeah.
And it does seem to slow down.
Sure.
Around election year, everyone kind of hits the pause button.
I would say across the board, real estate or otherwise, just like any industry. Any industry,
everyone's I'm not traveling. I'm not going anywhere.
Even in the Hollywood industry, was like, okay, what are we going to write about?
Yeah.
Because you can't write about a current topic in an election year because that might flip a switch in on a dime.
So everyone kind of hits the pause button and just kind of waits and sees what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but the people that still need to buy, still need to sell, are still going to transact. So
absolutely. And I think our economy in Naples is strong as a country aspect, the whole country. Yeah. Economy and inflation is a big issue. And in Naples, there are plenty of people who don't pay attention to that because they don't feel the pressures of the economy.
Correct.
And that's a good thing in a lot of ways for them, for our economy here.
But we still have an influx of people moving here
that are average income earners, middle class. Actually, I would say so I have 3 young couples now who are around my age looking and buying, and we're under contract, all 3 of them. They all have different.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But they all have different price points. They all have different price points in $450,000 to $750,000. In that range, I know that's kind of large, but for a single family home, the homes that come up that are in good condition, move-in ready, they still go so quick.
Yes.
We were in multiple offer situation last week at a property in Palm River.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Got
it for $750,000. It appraised at $760,000. Some of my buyers are walking in with some equity, which is awesome. First time buyers and crushing it. We're excited.
Good. So I guess on another aspect of real estate here.
That was not a genuine good. So
just
was it? Okay,
moving along. Moving right along.
We're working on our transitions, everybody.
So what about some of the challenges we're seeing with the real estate market? Are you seeing anything personally with your business?
We do. We have a lot of crap on the market.
Yeah.
And by that, I don't mean to, I don't know what the situation is, but I still see listings that don't have professional photography. I call the agent, they don't answer. I mean, truly some of these representatives, I think, are making the market in general look bad.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's an obstacle constantly. But otherwise, we have strong attorneys here. We have strong title companies across the board, great agents for the most part to work a deal with that I'm finally finding sellers and buyers starting to negotiate more, where everybody feels like they're winning something. A seller can still, make some money off of their investment, and a buyer can still feel like they're getting a good deal.
Everyone's winning in the scenario.
Yeah. And I think that's the goal, as a transaction broker. That's our goal for our customers. But obstacles, I mean, back to what we said at the top of the episode of sellers kind of just throwing out property.
Yeah.
They don't have to sell it. So it looks like it's overpriced, and it is overpriced, and then it just sits in the market. And, I think I'll think of another one as you tell me what you're challenged with. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
I'm trying to think.
So what I'm finding, at least on my end, what I'm experiencing is, with insurance cost of the associations, not even your homeowner's insurance, but majority of these people are in gated communities. So the costs have gone up in everything.
Yeah.
So we now have to do so much work on the front end before we even get an offer to find out if the HOA is stable, if they have reserves, if their insurance is enough coverage for a loan type to even, if someone's financing.
Yeah. I always thought that was a part of the job. I'll be completely honest, only because I represent a lot of buyers, as we talked about, that I would be like, okay, I'm doing all of this.
But it's never been magnified the way it is today.
Correct. And I've seen at least that difference. You're right. Yeah.
I have a transaction I'm working on now. I'm going to be listing a home, I should say. And the association has an assessment coming for roofs from Hurricane Irma from 2017.
Jeez.
We're in 2024.
Yeah.
So there's an assessment coming from Irma. So,
never mind the milestone inspections that they're doing all across the coast of Florida due to the Fort Lauderdale incident.
Which I don't think that really affects.
Well, the way I understand it is the condos up on Gulf Shore Boulevard North by Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
They're all doing milestone inspections.
Well, yes.
And they've been putting money aside for that assessment for a while. But those are still trickling. And then we have the Irma and Ian and insurance rates.
So it's going to be
interest rates. So it's expensive right now to buy real estate.
Yeah. And we're going to see this for years.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never done more work on the front end on these associations and the cost before you even get an offer.
Yeah.
So it used to be, hey, you get the offer, present it, and then everyone figures it out afterwards.
Right.
That's the way it,
right. And I think
there's so much now.
Those are the lengths we do. I mean, when people talk about what does an agent even do? It's like we find everything we can so that you don't have to, number one, and that we can put this together. And if it doesn't work.
And listen, the association is not going to talk to a potential buyer anyway.
You're right. So, yeah, exactly. We have to be the middleman.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up this episode maybe with just a little bit of hopeful. We are seeing a lot of challenges in our market, but there are some hopeful opportunities, some things maybe we're looking positively on. Do you have anything come to mind?
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that the people I still talk to every day are moving here. I have, just someone from Fort Lauderdale coming this week to purchase because they want to get out of the East Coast.
Right.
So, how much we love the East Coast.
I know. Right.
So, I mean, the positive is it's just, there might be more challenges, but it's still business as, usual.
I think our market is stable. I think there's a lot of newness coming in Naples. I think there's a lot of new construction. That's exciting for, gives buyers more options, which is really nice compared to the temperature we had, in the market 2 years ago. But the main thing I'm really grateful for and hopeful for is that millennials and my generation of people
another episode
are able to purchase a home here regardless of what headlines they read. They just need the right team, the right tools, and some guidance to get it done.
It's great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Let us know what you thought about this episode. Leave a comment, like us on Instagram, subscribe, and let us know who you want to have on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We are looking for some ideas, some topics, whether it's guests or topics that you want Lance and I to cover. Please let us know. We appreciate all of you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.